It's been my opinion for a long time that learning through entertainment, rather than boring and dry lectures, was the best form of gaining new knowledge. Having something be fun and interesting while teaching you about a subject is a form of rhetoric that I actively chase, as these videos I make for you, the audience, are a physical representation of. So it should be no surprise to hear that I really enjoy Hataraku Saibou, or Cells at Work, an anime about cells in the human body reminiscent of the oft-pointed-out Osmosis Jones. It takes quite a bit of doing to make the science of the human body interesting. So much so that off the top of my head I can only really think of 3 examples: the Magic School Bus, Osmosis Jones, and now Cells at Work. Sure, there's always been one-off episodes or arcs in various media detailing the human body's vast mysteries, but in my experience there hasn't been that many that can hook you in and teach you something too. Even Osmosis Jones was an entertainment product first, while the Magic School Bus was more of a teaching tool that was entertaining in the same way, or at least similar to the way Cells at Work is. Perhaps that's why I felt such kinship with the show despite its rather bizarre violence, though I know the reason for that as well: entertainment. Despite that, however, this show reminds me of the Magic School Bus, and also lectures the audience with a sweet adult woman's voice, which I believe is the best voice for garnering the attention of people and keeping them interested because of the psychology of our brains, at least according to the studies I have admittedly skimmed through on research into voices on trains and planes. Digression aside, I have already learned more about the human body than I have in quite some time, and the refresher on old things I already knew are entertaining to me as a product of what's happening on screen. Using alien-like characters for the germs reminiscent of artwork from, say, DBZ gives me a huge nostalgia boost personally, while at the same time allowing the incredible amount of violence, which isn't similar to the Magic School Bus, to be done to them as they aren't technically human, though none of the characters in the show really are. But with Japan's censorship as it is, that's why this violence is semi-acceptable. These things are alien both in appearance and to our brains, so we don't see them as something human to mourn or feel sorry for, making it easier to introduce the boundless bloodfest that the show is. Now, some might say that the show would be interesting to hand to kids to teach them about the human body, but that violence I've been talking about does go a little bit over the top, I think. So I believe a lot of the teachers and parents would probably pass on that, obviously. This part of the show has more in common with Osmosis Jones in that it's purely for an entertainment purpose. But Hataraku Saibou does also err more on the side of Magic School Bus with its explanations of each character we meet in the show and general teaching it offers, which Osmosis Jones never really bothered with. I'd almost say that since the show chooses to revel in bloodshed as much as it does, it's more for adults, obviously, or teens than kids of younger age, similar to the age range that Dragon Ball Z itself is in, which brings the comparisons closer together in my mind. Though I can of course see how arguable that point is considering the amount of blood each show uses, but they are pretty violent in their own ways. Despite all of this, the show does still manage to change its mood at the drop of a hat in a way that doesn't feel forced or give you whiplash. Or at least it's not doing that for me. I don't know about you. On the flip side of what I've been talking about so far, though, you've got the cute main character in Hana Kanazawa's voiced Red Blood Cell, who manages to get lost and steal every scene she's in every episode if she isn't guided directly by someone with more experience. Her capers and reactions offer a cuter side to the violence depicted on screen and offer us a break from it, while allowing an innocent to be saved thanks to the white blood cell who shares the spotlight. She's kind of like the viewer's representation, since she's new to the body and doesn't really know what's all going on yet. Before I get to the white blood cell though, on the furthest side of the spectrum are the platelets. Cute lollies and chodas who are shown to be extremely adorable in everything they do. I mean, look at this. That's just cute. And that includes going straight into the battlefield to repair scrapes and other injuries to the body. Strangely enough, these tiny characters never feel as if they're in danger despite the circumstances they find themselves in. No doubt because of the censorship regarding children dying on screen. Which is why it's crucial that Red Blood Cell exists in the show. These little cell fragments are stone-cold war veterans despite their cute exterior, considering the massive amount of horrible stuff they'd be seeing every day in the human body, as germs and cells battle it out in fountains of blood. Also, if you've ever seen what platelets look like in real life, as an aside, you'll notice that they're much smaller than the cells around them, which makes sense why they're depicted as children here. And then we get to the white blood cell, our knife-wielding protector determined to eradicate every foreign body entering the, well, body. Dressed in white despite, or perhaps because of, the striking starkness of blood splashing and staining him red, this man is the primary soldier on the warfront of everyday life. Often filled with little emotion aside from the fanatical desire to kill, it's rather charming to see him interacting with red blood cell and become more human, and keeping the surrounding cells alive at the cost of himself. However, if you ship these two, just let me remind you that that's incest, since they're all, blood related. Working together, all of these cells are what run our bodies every day. And seeing them in action in this anime is, well, much more exciting than in real life, very interesting to watch either way. I mean, have you seen these videos where these white blood cells are chasing a bunch of viruses and other junk? That's pretty cool. This show manages to still be very accurate to what happens in the body on a daily basis, despite all the exaggerations that occur with all the violence and bloodshed and stuff like that. And the many different cells we've met and will be meeting are all embodied with a variety of fun characterizations. From the blood-soaked maidens called macrophages to the naive T-cells shown as naive kids, turn JoJo references with the help of a green-clad dendritic cell. This anime is as colorful and full of life as what you'd find inside your body, and it's more than just a piece of entertainment. So take a look to have some fun learning, just the way I always want you to. Come to think of it, I've probably learned more things through entertainment media than school, actually. Now well, whatever you decide, I thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you back for more as I uncover more and more anime that combine a little bit of entertainment with a bit of knowledge too. You can find more videos like this one on my channel, so subscribe to catch them as they come, and hit that notification bell for instant updates on when one goes up. You can also support me on Patreon at patreon.com/crosswind, and or Twitter at crosswind, but even if you don't, just remember that as long as you're having fun watching an anime, that's all that really matters. I'll see you next time.